So here's a few projects that I've worked on. I want to give you a few case studies and walk through like some of the things that I've done, so that you can kind of get an idea of what I've done and how I can benefit your business and make sure that we're a good fit. So the first one is offline event promotions, and I've done three of these, and they're by far like my favorite type of uh, of thing to do because I see the results on a trackable manner, and what I mean by that is like I can watch the sales, go from nothing to 80 sales, um, and I can do that. I can watch the tickets be sold and things like that just by the online promotions that I do because they mainly only sell the tickets online. Now, with webinar training class, that was just an idea or a concept that was given to me. There wasn't a lot of detail. What rather it was, these are the concepts that we would like to achieve, and we want you to go out and make them happen. Plugin development. So this is rather recent, the plugin development, and this came about with me. I was talking to King over a Google Hangout, and we were discussing different ideas and different projects. We were in a mastermind, um, and I told him I have this really cool idea of helping people out who don't know how to use editors like Composer or NVU to just be able to upload the mini site to their WordPress, what they're familiar with, and edit the text or insert their opt-in code through WordPress. So keeping things simple, just point and click and things like that. So you said, that's a really good idea. Let's make a plugin out of it. So within the week, we create a job, hire a developer. Well, we put them through an interview process, hire the developer, and then, King has other things going on. So I am in contact. I've basically been put into the position to talk to the developer and develop this idea that's I've had the idea for, and with being in charge of that, and just having it, just happen so fast, this has been a really exciting new type of a project management that I've been involved with. So this is you'll be able to see the results of that here very shortly. We're working out a few bugs as far as like as far as the finishing touches, because it works and it does what it should, but we're just making it easier for the user to be able to use as far as functions and things like that. So the plugin is developed, it works, and I'm really excited to get it launched out. And I decided to wait on the other plugin, like you said. But anyways, you'll be able to see how that came about, and some of the background about how it happened so fast, and I was put in the position to manage this. So you'll be able to see just how it turns out. Google Hangouts. This project was given to me also by the Real Estate Association. They heard me talking about it and how much I really loved it and how I think that it could replace GoToWebinar, and they're like, okay, well, we want you to do it for us. We want you to replace GoToWebinar for us. And I was like, oh, okay, well, all right then. So I was given a job to train their employees um, and give them some best practice guidelines on how to run a Google Hangout like a webinar. And so anyways, like another example of this that comes to mind is like Matt Lloyd. Like I feel so sorry for that guy because he's running a go-to webinar and he said, you know, I've got 1,700 participants that want to come on to registered for my webinar, and I only have 1,000 spots, you know. So um, I'm sorry for all of you who maybe can't get on to the webinar tonight. And then after the webinar, he said the recording messed up. It didn't get recorded right. You know, did anyone else get a recording? And I'm thinking with Google Hangouts, those two problems wouldn't even be an issue because YouTube automatically makes a recording for you that you get within 5 minutes. And also, you won't have issues with how many people can see it. You know, you can broadcast this to the world and people will see it live. Um, and, you know, if Matt Lloyd has privacy issues, you know, there's ways to hide this Google Hangout so that it won't display to the world, only to the people who have the link to go see it. And then, you know, unlist the YouTube video so people cannot see this thing until you want them to. You know, you can unlist it, you can download the MP4, you can edit it, and then post the replay in a membership area if you would like. Or yeah, so I'm getting a little bit, you know, off course here, but creating a job position. This was a project management case that came to me just a few weeks ago, and this position was to create a best practices for a vendor, like for an advertising position. And the real estate association that I was working with, they used to have a vendor relations person, a person that would go to, and you know, the vendors would go to her and they would talk to her about their needs or their advertising um, requirements or and such. And she left in like October, November, and since then, like I guess that they've just had so many, you know, issues with not having her there. Like she made her, like not made herself, but she was pretty irreplaceable. Like she did not make it easy for them to replace her as in the business. So I came in and I helped them create best practices and things where, you know, if someone leaves, you know, there is guidelines, there is manuals, there is things there that they know how to run the business past this employee, this next employee. So that's one thing that I would like to suggest is that, you know, in these projects, you know, that we take on and that I handle, that, you know, give me a little extra time as well to create best practices and step by steps as far as what I've done. So, you know, in case something ever happens, you know, I am replaceable, because you know, I don't want anyone in any business to have to deal with what they're dealing with right now. They have a really hard time with just scrambling and putting together the right things to get back in the game per se. And it's really important for anyone in any business to make sure that they're replaceable. You know, create a sellable business, not a business that solely runs on one person or one task or one thing. And so yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.